Welcome to Rising with Soccer.
Hey guys, coming to the second game of Group of Death today. That is Portugal versus Germany. The game will be played at Allianz Arena, Germany. So Germany will be having an upper hand in this game because of the home advantage. Let's look into lineup and formations for both teams. Portugal won their first game against Hungary with scoreline 3-0, and they went ahead in the match with a 4-3-3 formation. I'm hoping they will be going with the same formation with Rui Patricio in goal, Nelson Semedo as right back, Ruben Diaz, Pepe as center back, then Rafael Guerrero, who got a goal in his last outing against Hungary. Then coming to the central defending midfielders, there will be Danilo Pereira from PSG. Last game, William Carvalho played, but he was not that much decisive, or he did not create any magical moment in that game. So I'm thinking Ruben Neves can be given chance to prove his worth also. Who plays for Wolves? He had a phenomenal season in the Premier League with Wolves. So hopefully Neves will be getting a start in this game. Then Bruno Fernandes from Manchester United. He was instrumental in last game. He could have got 2-3 assists in last game, but Ronaldo could not score from 5 yards out, and even Dio Jota didn't leave him a ball where he could have get a tap in goal. So let Bruno Fernandes will also start. On the right wing, Bernardo Silva will obviously start. He is a phenomenal player. He's a creator of the chances, so hopefully he will be starting. Then evergreen Cristiano Ronaldo, captain of Portugal, he will be playing as a striker. Then coming to the left winger role, last match Diego Jota played, but Jota tried to become selfish in that game. Did not leave the ball to Cristiano Ronaldo when there was open space, and Ronaldo could have scored easily. Also, for second chance, also he did not leave the ball, which Bruno Fernandes would have got a top tap-in goal. And hopefully, Joe Felix will be playing this game instead of Diego Jota, because Jota is also having a good a year in Atletico Madrid. They won La Liga this season, so hopefully he will be starting. Coming to the German team played against France in their first Euro game. They played with the formation as a 3-4-3. I'm hoping they will be going with the same formation in this game also, with Manuel Neuer in goal, the Bayern Munich legend, German legend. Then coming to the back line, Matthias Ginter had a good game. Yeah, last time. Obviously, he was having some problem with Mbappe, but all in all, he was a good, solid player. Matt Hummels would like to forget his last game because he got a own goal. France did, because of his he could not clear the ball. There was a own goal, and there is a Rudiger. Rudiger is a fantastic player. Gave some problems to France in last game. Hopefully, he will be able to do the same in this game also. Then coming to the four midfielders, in the right wing there will be Joshua Kimmich. Then there will be Gundogan, Tony Cruz, and Gosens. Gosens had a phenomenal game last time against France. He was doing all the crosses from the left wing. Did not capitalize. The German attackers could not capitalize the movements, but Gosens was the man of the match from my end, because he was always attacking, always trying to get some chances created, and trying to pressurize France in that game. Coming to the attacking lineup, last game Kai Havertz started on right wing, but he was not that much instrumental, or he did not create any magical movement. So I think he will get replaced with the uh, Leroy Sané on right wing, and striker will be Serge Gnabry, and left wing will be handled by Thomas Muller. Thomas Muller is a great player. He can cause problems to any defensive back line. So this is the formation which I think Portugal and Germany will go ahead in this game. So let's see how Portugal can damage Germany in this game. Portugal in last game were going with the 4-3-3 formation, but Bruno Fernandes was always alongside Ronaldo in the space between the two defenders, and Bernardo Silva on wing and Diego Jota on wing. So he was playing very high up the pitch. So that's why the problem in the first half Portugal faced is they were not able to create the chances. Like Rafael Guerrero from the left back position came, he can switch into central defending midfielder or center midfielder. So he was coming into the picture for helping the midfielders, Danilo Pereira and William Carvalho. But there was no actual creator of the chances in from central midfield. So all balls were going to Bernardo Silva, where Bernardo Silva was getting help from Danilo Pereira, and they were making some crosses or chances created. In the first half, when Diego Jota was having a chance from here and he took a shot from here, and Ronaldo was here. So that was one of the good chances. Then most of the attacks which they were trying to create beautiful chances were from right wing. One cross was from Bruno Fernandes from this area to Ronaldo here, which Ronaldo could not capitalize. So, but mostly I have seen the right wing play was more in that game. And when Rafa Silva came in the second half, he also was right winger, so he also capitalized the right wing side only. And hopefully they will be again trying to create some chances by crosses in the same way. It will be difficult because they we can see here Rudiger he does not easily allow the left wingers to break into crosses and everything. But Bernardo Silva will have a tough time. He and again, Man City versus Chelsea Champions League final was there. That time also Rudiger was pretty strong, and he did not give any chances to City wingers to cross the ball in. So it will be very difficult to break Rudiger. And we have seen in last game also that Tony Cruz kind of drops back in defense. He is not helping the team in attack. He's helping the team in defense. So sometimes Tony Rudiger try to close on the midfielders, the creator midfielders, and Tony Cruz is going back to defending. So I think Tony Cruz shall play more attacking role in this game. Instead of closing down, he shall be helping the team in attacks. And Gundogan and Cruz. Actually, the problem with German team is in the last game, Tony Cruz and Gundogan were not on same level. That means there was no chemistry between them. So both were on different levels. What their game plan was, I'm not sure, but I think they are not comfortable playing alongside each other. So if at all Germany could make a change, means someone else instead of Gundogan or someone else from Tony Cruz, but both of these players are world class, so replacing them with someone else will be difficult. So somehow they need to gel up and get the Germany on track in this game. Then this is the one of the attacking scenarios in which Portugal can score. Obviously, there are set pieces where Ronaldo is clinical, where he can take the free kicks, he can score the penalties. So there is no doubt. So Germany shall take into consideration that they do not make any fouls inside the D. Otherwise, they will concede a penalty and they will concede a goal because Ronaldo is masterful penalty taker. So that's one thing they need to mind. And hopefully, we will have a cracker of game. Now let's look at Germany, how Germany can attack. In last game, we have seen Gosens from left wing was trying hard and trying to create crosses and chances for his team. And sometimes he was delivering good balls, but Nabri and was not able to capitalize those. So going forward in this game, also Ruben Diaz and Pep are beautiful defenders. They're very strong-headed players. They will not allow easily the young attackers from Germany to score the goals. But the German attackers are very skillful and they can dribble past the players in the close spaces and still score the goal. So one of the thing is either Tony Cruz must be delivering some crosses to the right wing where Joshua Kimmich can provide the ball inside the last 6-7 yards and they can score from there. But all in all, it will be difficult for Germany to score from headers, obviously because Pepe and Diaz is brilliant players. So hopefully they will be able to find out some short passes through balls where their attackers can take a first hand shot. More touches will not be able to make them score. So that is one thing. Or 1-2 passing can also create some chances for them, but then they need to take shot from outside the box. But outside the box, Tony Cruz is a good player who can take shots from outside the box. He is also good free kick taker also. So if at all they get free kicks in this area of uncertainty, they will be able to get at least one goal. But all in all, I think this will be a very entertaining game as Germany lost their first game, they would like to have at least a draw in this game, if not win, because they need to survive in this Euro. And Portugal will be looking for their second win in this tournament and going into last 16 in this game itself instead of going till the France game, because it will be difficult to play against France for them also. So hopefully this game will be very very thrilling and entertaining. And in this area also, whenever Germany will try to attack, that time Joshua Kimmich commits very high. That means he is kind of a winger only when he tries to attack for German side. And that time this player, the left winger, gets lot of ample space. Mbappe in the last game got ample space and he was able to drag over Ginter and Hummels. So similar way they can get the chances in counter attack or direct balls if they retrieve the ball from German players in this area, and give direct ball in the right wing so that the left winger and Ronaldo can pair up and try to hurt Germany on counter and direct balls. So this is one way. So this is my analysis. As we have discussed, this game will be played at Allianz Arena, Munich, and the team sheet, according to me, will be like this for Portugal and Germany. So, looking at the players to watch is Cristiano Ronaldo, because Cristiano Ronaldo, whenever a big match comes up, he scores. Last game, he scored 2 goals, which were very decisive, and I'm hoping he will be scoring another 1 or 2 goals in this game. I'm predicting that Portugal will be winning with a scoreline of 2-1, unless and until the midfield duo of Cruz and Gundogan finds their chemistry. It will be difficult for Germany to win this game or draw also. And looking at the statistics, you can see Portugal had a brilliant game against Hungary. In all the parameters, Portugal was better side than Hungary. And looking at the France versus Germany, Germany was actually better side in second half, but could not take their chances, and the clinical finishing was missing there. So that's why they could not win. But it will be a tactical battle, and it will be a very entertaining match. So let's hope for best. And thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned.